What's up, everyone? How you doing? You're listening to Open Mic. I'm the Crazy Mad Podcaster, Ricky Cole. You know, we had a No Kings rally the other day. 7 million people showed up. Only 7. People said it was the biggest turnout ever, but only 7 million? 75,437,000 traitors voted for this fascist regime. 7 out of 75,437,000 people is a victory run? No. It's a wake-up call. These 7,000 people are awake. But we have millions of people still asleep. Corporate media makes sure you stay asleep by giving you watered-down version of what's going on because they're too busy trying to keep the illusion going. C-SPAN, for a good example. Every day, people call in Democrat, Republican, and Independent. The reason they do that, to divide us, so they can control us. And I listen to some people who don't even know what the fuck's going on both sides. I gave up on this so-called democracy a long time ago when I realized that it was never a democracy. Capitalism and greed, they don't give a fuck about social programs to help the poor. You go back and study the history of this country, there's no rights a black man has that a white man has to respect. Just look at the way these billionaires stole our Supreme Court. Then they put their surrogates all inside the government justice system. So when something come up, they can just kill it. Agree with the coup. The reason I call it a coup, folks, because that's what it is. Donald Trump destroyed part of the White House because, a dictator got to have a palace, not a White House, regardless if slaves built it or not. Now it's his house. And who told him that he could have the White House? The same people that gave Russell Vogt millions of dollars to destroy our fucking democracy. That's why Elon Musk came in with chainsaws blazing and gutted food aid and Meals on Wheels and other programs that they can get his fucking hands on with him and his fucking Nazi hit crew. Corporate media did their job by pretending that democracy not in trouble. It's just gutting programs, wasteful. Now we're watching our House and Senate, Democrat and Republican, reveal their true colors. The Black Caucus, I want to start with them. Back in 1972, them motherfuckers sold out. So I listened to Hakeem Jeffrey, I listened to Cory Booker, I listened to other black conservative, I call them black conservative leaders because they want to toe the line. But Israel bought them out. Well, not really Israel, but the Zionists who control Israel lobbying, they bought them out. Because, see, those Negroes who sits up there in D.C., except for Crockett and a few others, like Alexandria and the rest, because they still confused. But Bowman and people who said fuck that, they got thrown out. Why it was so easy for them, that woman and that black man who stood up against genocide, why the Democrats was in charge got primary and thrown out. They woke up and realized that the system is rigged. The system is the system. And it plays us against each other because we're nothing but pawns in their game. Think about it. If them motherfuckers was so worried about America's safety and democracy and freedom, Why would they put Donald Trump in charge of the most powerful fucking country in the world? Why would they let someone like Pete Hegseth take over the Pentagon and turn it into the Department of War? Some kid that think he's playing fucking with toy soldiers by standing in front of his G.I. Joes and telling them and Janes and say, oh, well, I don't want G.I. Janes. I just want G.I. Joes and I want you to shave. And if you have razor bumps, you're out of the question. These are the people that erased Coleman Powell. Coleman Powell is buried in Artisan Cemetery along with others. These are the people that took down the Tuskegee Airmen. These are the people that ignored the Battle of the Bulge. Because, you really watched the movie, that was a lie because it was mostly black soldiers. Save America from the Germans. Last defensive in the Bulge. In the Ardennes Forest, black soldiers died. 80 of them was murdered. White racist America wasn't going to get no niggas, no weapons or bullets because the white boys needed them. The same white boys, before the war started, was willing to overthrow democracy. Nazis first. American boom. We have senators and representatives. We look at McCarthy like, oh, it was a hiccup. No. Senator Lundin gave rise to McCarthy. McCarthy gave rise to Richard Nixon and Ronald fucking Reagan and Ford and Bush Jr., Dick Cheney, Rumsfeld. Agnew. And who was that old Jew that died? He served in the Richard Nixon administration. What was his? Kushner, or whatever his fucking name is. Boy, how history can remember and forget. But anyway, he died. He's a war criminal. But he lived his life to the fullest. People, I stayed off the internet. I notice a lot of people don't like what I'm saying, but they can listen to Carlson and the rest of those clowns. But they don't want to listen to the truth. America was never a democracy. It was founded as a white supremacist colony. Didn't think the natives was humans. And damn sure didn't respect the blacks. They was just animals to do the bidding of the fucking masters who had a religion to justify their sins. And what did we do? Our ancestors didn't know no better. They lost their culture. They don't know up from down. They don't know what Africa looked like, say, 100 years later. They're Americans now. They adopt white man religion, obey the white man laws, try to cater to that demon much as they can, but it doesn't work. Even when they have fucking mixed children, they come with, oh, well, those not human, those are mongrels of a human. What the fuck is the definition of a human? I always ask myself, the Israelis the same goddamn, well, I don't call them Israelis, I call them Zionists because Benjamin Beebe, I call him, from Pennsylvania, the boy with a serious problem since his brother got killed in 1973. So you got to go back and study these people's history, and then you find out the reason why he's doing all that killing, because mentally he's trying to kill the pain that's inside of his soul that his daddy implanted in him. And the death of his brother, he really went insane. We like to think of insanity as people running around acting a fool. No. Insanity comes in all different packages. This motherfucker is calculating, lying ass, insane motherfucker who's trying to kill every goddamn thing brown to create a white ethno state. And the people around him in the West Bank and the settlers showing the world their isolationism really works, because those settlers are just violent as fucking Nazis were to the Jewish people. They doing it to the Palestinians, but they too blind in their own racism to see that shit. They drunk the Kool-Aid of white supremacy. And see, I also watched that shit. In Africa, different tribes hating each other. I call it tribalism, by the way. There was a Jewish kid was on the flotilla that was bringing humanitarian aid to Gaza. They sunk the boats, kidnapped the people, beat the fuck out of them. And when they found out there was Jewish Americans or Jewish people who believe in human rights, they got their asses kicked. The black girl from somewhere in Paris, whatever, she got raped. Gang rape. Like them boys seen some black ass, they just had to fuck it in the middle of the flotilla. The bitch, fuck her, just humiliate her. No, they just wanted to fuck some black pussy. That's what they did. They used the excuse to do so. They raped her. You know the girl from Norway or Sweden, the one that is an activist? Peter Thiel called her the Antichrist. Peter Thiel, the guy like to fuck guys up the ass or get fucked up the ass. I don't know. He's fucking shit out of the vice president. Put it like that. Just imagine a mind fuck to be so fucked up. Look at Elon Musk. After he wrecked our government, he ran off and hid. We can't let that son of a bitch hide. We had to keep him up there because he has X. You can't post nothing. And what gets me with this whole thing, folks, when Nazis started hanging out with Jews. But if you go back and study Zionism, Nazis and Zionists was brothers, cousins, lovers. Hell, look at South Africa and Israel. Oh, I forgot. They had us doped up on the Holocaust. These people didn't survive the Holocaust. These are the people that caused the Holocaust. This is the offspring of the people that caused it. They covered themselves up under Operation Paperclip and any other thing they could pull out of their asses. Change their identity. Become more Jewish than Sweden, Poland, Hungary, Czechoslovakia. Ukrainians. Donald Trump and the Republican Party is fascist. I can sit here and tell you they're not, but it's true. Corporate media has been compromised. We can't trust it. He's trying to overthrow the 26 and the 28 election, and it's not even here yet. He's moving his pieces into place so he can cock block the election. Think about it, folks. Think about losing your democracy right in front of your faces, and corporate media is not telling you. They're catering to your ignorance. Unbelievable. Well, that's my rant for today. I'll be right back with the rest of the show.